So 100,000 women went on strike today in Iceland to demand gender equality. The entire population is 370,000. So over 25% of the population went on strike. And I have some crazy news for you. The economy did not come to a stop and it continued as normal. The only memo I got was that HR departments were getting no complaints for the 24 hours that the women were on strike. And men were writing that they were really sorry women didn't get gender equality. But I heard one CEO said it was nice to finally get some done. End quote.
여성 인구의 25%가 파업으로 빠졌는데 국가 마비는커녕 오히려 경제가 평소보다 더 원활하게 돌아갔다는 충격적인 결과입니다. 이건 단순한 파업이 아니라 그동안 조직 내에서 누가 진짜 생산성을 담당하고 있었고 누가 무임승차하며 월급만 축내고 있었는지 보여주는 거대한 사회 실험 수준이죠. 25%나 빠졌는데도 업무에 차질이 없었다. 기업 입장에선 이 인원들은 굳이 없어도 회사가 굴러가는구나라는 구조조정의 명분만 확실하게 얻은 셈입니다. CEO가 일이 처리돼서 좋았다고 말한 건 농담이 아니라 사내 정치와 불평불만으로 시간 끌던 비효율이 사라진 쾌적한 업무 환경에 대한 찐반응인 거죠.
If companies can pay women less, why don't they hire all women?
Well, that's a whole nother story.
Really?
I understand your argument, and I understand that you're angry.
I'm not angry.
I can hear it in your voice.
I'm not
Listen to your
angry.
voice.
I'm hearing my
Now
voice and I sound pretty calm.
You have now shifted the quality of your voice, and I thank you for that.
Okay.
And you've just given me a condescending look, and that's another reason why we need feminism. And now I'm done. And thank you so much.
자본주의 시장 논리는 피도 눈물도 없이 냉정합니다. 만약 여성이 남성과 똑같은 퍼포먼스를 내면서 임금만 더 싸다면 이윤에 미친 기업들이 남자들을 싹 다 해고하고 여성으로만 채워서 인건비를 아끼지 않았겠습니까? 이게 경제학의 기초입니다. 팩트로 반박이 불가능하니까 결국 꺼내는 카드가 목소리 톤이 마음에 안 든다. 날 깔보는 표정이다 같은 감정 호소뿐이죠. 한국에서도 지겹도록 보던 패턴이죠. 논리가 막히면 태도를 지적하며 논점을 흐리는 것. 패배를 인정하기 싫은 사람들의 전형적인 회피 기동입니다.
Would you give up your right to vote if it meant you got drafted into the army?
Yes.
Why is it more socially acceptable for women to hate men than it is for men to hate women?
Because men are the devil. Because men are trash.
If men are more valued in society than women, why would they be the first ones sacrificed in war?
Because they think they're more valued. They're being paid for more for everything. So you put your online.
Why are the men of today expected to pay for the sins of the men of the past?
Because they still keep making the same mistakes.
So is feminism about revenge?
No, feminism is about our right to be allowed.
I think it's a base level of equality that we're trying to reach over here, and as long as we can get to that, then I think we're chilling, but we got a long way to go. Wage gaps and absolutely whack.
권리에는 반드시 책임이 따릅니다. 투표권이라는 달콤한 권리는 원하면서 국가 안보를 위한 징집이라는 무거운 책임은 절대 지기 싫다는 이중적인 태도를 보십시오. 전쟁 나면 가장 먼저 전장에 끌려가 총알바지가 되어 사라지는 건 남자들입니다. 남자는 쓰레기라고 악마화하면서 정작 그 쓰레기들이 피 흘려 지켜주는 치안과 국방 시스템 안에서 꿀이랑 꿀은 다 빨겠다는 신복. 딱 우리나라에서 벌어지고 있는 일이죠. 혜택은 누리고 싶지만 희생은 하기 싫다는 전형적인 비페미니즘의 민낯이 적나라하게 드러나는 순간입니다.
Women in this country still make 77 cents on the dollar for what men make. So if women don't make less than men?
Actually, if you start looking at the numbers, Rachel, there are lots of reasons for that.
Oh, wait.
Well,
Don't tell me the reasons are. Do women make less than men for doing the same work?
No, because...
Wow. Okay.
Well, for example, men work an average of 44 hours a week. Women work 41 hours a week. Men go into professions like engineering, science, and math that earn more. Women want more flexible
Listen, this is not a math is hard part
No.
of the
Yes, it is,
conversation.
actually.
No, it isn't.
Well, you have to
listen.
look...
All right, let Rachel frame it, though, the way you
Right now,
laid it out.
women are making 77 cents on the dollar for what men are making.
But that's not true. If so,
All right, let Rachel make her point.
Every greedy businessman in America would hire only women, save 25%. And I love how passionate you are. I wish you were as right about what you're saying as you are passionate about it. I really do. For example, may I share one fact with you? When you look at, for example, single women working in America today between the ages of, I think, 40 and 64, who makes more, men or women, on average? Men make $40,000 a year. Women make 47. When you take out the marriage factor, look at some economics. My point here is that we're manufacturing a political crisis.
지겹도록 우려먹는 여성 임금 차별 타령, 이제는 팩트로 박살낼 때가 됐습니다. 노동시간, 근속 연수, 직무 위험도 같은 핵심 변수는 싹 다 무시하고 단순 평균치만 비교하는 게 무슨 통계입니까? 남자들이 야근 더 많이 하고 주말 반납하고 목숨마저 각오해야 하는 위험한 산업 현장에 압도적으로 많이 진출해 있으니까 위험수당 포함해서 돈을 더 받는 겁니다. 실제로 결혼 안 한 40대 미혼 남녀 소득을 비교하면 여성이 더 높다는 통계도 있다는데 이런 불리한 팩트는 절대 입 밖으로 안 꺼내죠. 결과의 평등만 부르짖으며 떼쓰는 건 억지일 뿐입니다.
Let's nip this man versus bear conversation in the bud right now. The question is, would you rather be in the forest alone with a man or a bear? Not a or a bear. What percentage of men do y'all think are? That's what's really getting to me, because y'all make it seem like it's a 50-50% chance. Like, oh, he might me, he might not. Have you lost your mind? And before y'all answer that in the comments, because it is a question and I do want an answer, what percentage of men do y'all think are? And when you answer, I want you to put it in the form of a sentence of the men that are in your life. So that way we can bring this back to reality. So I want you to say, of my 3 brothers, 2 of them are. Of my 6 male cousins, 3 of them are. Of my 5 male friends, 2 of them are. I want you to give me those numbers. And I think about this in real life because I have brothers in real life. And if somebody out there chose to be in the forest with a bear as opposed to one of my brothers because you thought there was even a chance that one of them might you. Fight me right now. No, fight me right now.
많은 여자들이 숲에서 남자를 만나느니 곰을 만나겠다고 하죠. 이건 남성 혐오를 넘어서 지능의 문제입니다. 곰은 배고프면 인간을 산채로 찢는 맹수인데 자기 가족들까지 싸잡아서 잠재적 강간범 취급하는 집단적 관계라고 봐야 되죠. 전 세계 범죄 통계를 봐도 강력 범죄를 저지르는 남자는 극소수인데 이걸 50대 50의 확률인 것처럼 선동하며 공포를 조장합니다. 현실 감각은 상실한 채 피해망상에 빠져서 모든 남자는 적이라고 가스라이팅하는 것, 이게 바로 지금의 젠더 갈등을 부추기는 가장 큰 해악입니다.
What do you bring to the table? When I hear a man ask women that question, it already tells me about that man everything I need to know. So let me just clarify something here. Women sacrifice so much in relationships, giving birth, raising children, putting dreams on hold, carrying the emotional weight, holding the home together while still showing up with love. Women pour from empty cups day after day. So here's the question nobody likes to ask out loud. What can a man sacrifice for a woman?
See, this is what I call twisting the meaning, changing the whole point of the discussion to paint men in a bad light. When guys ask, what do you bring to the table, they're not asking women who are good partners. They're not talking about the women who raise kids, build a home, support their men, and make sacrifices. Those women clearly bring a lot to the table, and most men respect them deeply. But let's be honest, that's not the majority. Most women today who are in their relationships aren't giving birth, raising multiple kids, or putting their careers on hold. Maybe in a marriage, more women do. But even then, we are living in a time with the lowest birth rates in modern history. So let's stop pretending that every woman is out there sacrificing everything for love and family. And even in a scenario she described, let's say a woman is raising kids and supporting her family. Great, but what about the man? He's probably working 10-12 hours a day, taking care of financial responsibilities, protecting the family, fixing things, solving problems, and still being expected to stay strong through it all. He sacrifices sleep, time, peace of mind, and years of his life to provide for his family. But somehow, that's invisible? And that's the manipulation right here. Framing it as if only women give and men just take. When in reality, in most healthy relationships, both sides give a lot. The truth is, when men ask, what do you bring to the table, they're talking about the women who don't contribute anything. The ones who expect everything to be handed to them just for existing. The ones who think that showing up is enough. If you are a woman who actually puts effort, builds with her man, shows empathy, and brings peace, few men would question your value. But if all you offer is attitude and expectations, don't be surprised when someone asks, what do you bring to the table?
남자는 집해오고 돈 벌어오는데 당신은 뭘 합니까? 이런 당연한 질문에 말문이 막히는 건 본인도 찔리는 게 있다는 증거죠. 현대 사회에서 맞벌이 안 하고 독박 육아하는 비율이 얼마나 될까요? 남자가 밖에서 온갖 더러운 꼴 당하며 스트레스 받고 돈 벌어올 때 분위기를 맞춰준다. 내조한다는 뜬구름 잡는 소리로 무임승차하려는 마인드, 이제는 안 통합니다. 남자를 사랑하는 파트너가 아니라 내 인생 편하게 만들어줄 거로 다니는 ATM 기계로 보고 있다는 게 들통난 겁니다.
I will ask my man to do anything for me, but I swear to you, the moment that he asks me to do anything, I'm irritated. And it could be the simplest task, like, oh, could you rinse this cup out for me because you're right there by the sink? Pissed. Instantly pissed. Or, oh, you know, could you go hand me a towel because I forgot to grab it? Why the did you not grab that towel?
Y'all are such bad people. Like no jokes. Y'all are actually just bad people. Me AF, no me. He does everything for me. I've been working on it though. As hell, we are unreasonable. They gonna come for you, but this is a lot of us. Me, I'm trying to be nicer. Y'all are genuinely y'all just ain't actually. Of course you're the problem. Of course you're the problem. Your man deserves better. I would say I wish he would leave you, but I saw that y'all had a kid together. But if he leave you, he the bad guy. He the bad guy.
서로 희생하고 기여하는 게 정상적인 관계지 한쪽은 주기만 하고 한쪽은 받기만 하는 건 기생입니다. 남자가 해주는 모든 호의는 당연한 권리고 남자가 요청하는 사소한 부탁은 짜증나는 노동이 됩니다. 싱크대에 컵 하나 헹구는 게 힘들어서 화를 낸다는 건 연인을 동등한 인격체가 아니라 감정 쓰레기통이나 하인으로 보고 있다는 뜻입니다. 본인이 받기만 하는 것에 익숙해져서 감사함을 잃어버린 거죠. 이런 내로남불 마인드를 가진 사람과 결혼한다. 그건 본인 인생 난이도를 셀프로 지옥 불반도급으로 올리는 짓입니다. 저런 취급받으면서도 맞춰주는 남자가 있다면 제발 정신 차리고 탈출하십시오. 그게 답입니다.
Also, because it's African, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be in your city January 31st. Let's kick it." I was like, "Okay, cool." I gave him my number, and he was like, "Yeah, I just want to hang out with you for like an hour, and we do a little Snow White. How much is that?" I was like, "Oh, I'll let it go for about $400." He was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I come through there, we start skating, and before I know it, I'm really feeling real euphoric. Like I don't know what he mixed it with, but I was just feeling super myself. I was feeling myself, like just really feeling myself. I don't know what happened, but all I know is I did not leave there in an hour. I left there the next day. Why is it February 1st? So I was like, "Oh, you played with me. You really didn't have to do all that." And I started feeling weird about the whole situation. I started regretting the whole situation. I was like, "You know what? You're gonna have to come up off of more than $400. And he was just like, "Nah, here's your money, and yeah, you got a dip." And I was just like, "Oh, you don't want to pay me more?" And he was like, "No." I was like, "You know what? You ain't gotta fight me. You're gonna have to fight these allegations." So what I allegedly did is I went to the hospital, got a drug test, got an R kit. And I texted him and I was just like, "Hey, I felt really weird about that whole situation. I didn't appreciate it. And you know what? Since you didn't want to come off of what you agreed on, it's all good and dandy. Just know that there are going to be repercussions of what you did."
And you go in the comments and there's women backing up that behavior. Here's the thing. This woman gets online and she admits to not one, but 3 different crimes. The first one being she agreed to sell her for $400. Whatever, great. That's her business, but it's still illegal. She goes and she does a list voluntarily with the man and admits that she feels euphoric. So she probably did excess amount of sex. She wakes up the next day and says she regrets the situation. She didn't regret the situation. She saw an opportunity. He paid her the $400 that they agreed upon. It wasn't enough because she saw said opportunity. So she decided to go down to the police department and file a false allegation against the man. So of course, panic, he acquiesces to her request and pays her what she's asked for after the initial agreement. This is exactly why a lot of us don't believe all women initially when they come out with allegations. I wait for evidence to come out because of women, disgusting, demonic women like this, who get on here and promote extorting people. Understand? Promoting the lifestyle of selling your body to young women. Not only selling your body to young women, but then go on one step further to extorting the men that you've agreed upon to buy your services. You don't think this won't end well for some of these young ladies? Let's just not even talk about how morally reprehensible it is to go down to the police department and file a false obligation against a person because you stayed up all night doing and you woke. Y'all ladies gonna have to start getting charged for these fake obligations.
성매매에 마약까지 해놓고 돈 더 뜯어내려고 강간무고까지. 이게 현실판 공포영화가 아니면 뭡니까? 한국에서도 무고죄 기소율이 매년 폭증하고 있는데 여자의 눈물은 증거라며 억울한 남자들 범죄자 만드는 경우가 한두 번이 아닙니다. 합의하에 관계해놓고 수틀리면 기분 나빴다는 이유로 성범죄자로 몰아가는 이 악랄한 수법. 이건 한 사람의 인생을 송두리째 파괴하는 살인 행위나 다름없습니다. 성범죄 피해 호소가 돈벌이 수단이나 협박 도구로 전락해버린 이 끔찍한 현실, 법이 제대로 된 철퇴를 내리지 않으면 어떤 남자도 언제든 타깃이 될 수 있습니다.
Why does the average man think that he could fully beat a professional female fighter?
Well, that's because 99.9% of the time, they absolutely can. And I know hearing that is going to upset some out there, but those are probably the same ones that are getting upset that like to avoid things like factual information and basic biology. It's either that or they've been watching way too many action films and actually believe it when the 120-pound female heroine actually manages to defeat the 220-pound male villain using nothing but skill alone. It's either that or they have no concept of reality.
골격근량, 반응 속도, 골밀도부터가 넘사벽인데 고작 호신술 몇 달 배웠다고 100kg 거구를 제압한다. 99.9%의 일반 남성이 훈련받은 여성 선수를 힘으로 누르는 게 냉혹한 생물학적 팩트입니다. 걸크러쉬 판타지에 취해서 본인의 신체적 한계를 부정하고 덤비다가는 실제 위급 상황에서 뼈도 못 추립니다. 물리적 폭력 앞에서는 남녀 평등이 없습니다. 압도적인 힘의 차이가 있을 뿐이죠. 이걸 인정하지 않고 여자는 뭐든지 할 수 있다며 정신 승리하는 건 용기가 아니라 만용입니다.
Ranking delusional beliefs women have about dating from Fantasyland to sometimes true. I deserve a 6'4" CEO model who makes $100,000 a year. That man is like 0.01% of the population and has more options than you can even count. You are not competing for him, you are in line behind a million other women who have the exact same checklist. S tier. I only attract toxic men. At some point you might want to look in the mirror because if every guy you're attracting is toxic, you might be the pattern. You are either picking them or creating the toxicity yourself. B tier. Where are all the good men? Well, they're probably in your DMs right now, but you just called them nice or too boring. And look, maybe they are, but what you're asking for is there. But you won't look twice until you're 34 and the roster has dried up. C tier. I want a traditional man, but I am not traditional. She wants him to pay, lead, and protect, but cooking, cleaning, or submitting to anything, nah, that's oppression. Pick a lane. You can't have 1950s benefits with modern day expectations. S tier. I bring a lot to the table. Ask her what she brings to the table and she will buffer like a broken Wi-Fi connection. My presence, energy, and vibes, that's not a contribution, that is showing up. Meanwhile, her checklist for you is probably 3 pages long. A tier. I can change him. Here's the thing. Sometimes women do help men level up, but there's a big difference between bringing out his potential and building a man from scratch. One works, the other is just going to burn you out. D tier. All men are trash. She's not dating all men, she is dating the same guy with a different name 6 times in a row. I don't know about you, but after a while, maybe the trash collector is the problem here. A tier. If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. This quote sometimes looks an awful lot like a red flag disguised as a standard. If her worst is emotional warfare at 2 a.m. and her best is tolerable for a weekend, run. C tier. Height doesn't matter. Says height isn't a big deal, but her Hinge bio says must be 6 foot minimum to ride. Her words and actions are living in 2 completely different zip codes. A tier. Men are intimidated by me. Sometimes they might not actually be intimidated and they just don't want the headache. Labeling yourself as intimidating sounds like a lot better of an excuse than just saying you're hard to deal with. B tier. Body count doesn't matter for women. Typically the ones that are saying this are the ones that don't want theirs to count against them. Tell that to any guy who's thinking long term and watch his face. If it really didn't matter, nobody would lie about it. A tier.